I would hold you this way. You could lay like a stretcher. I'd be like, don't touch anything. Just go. Hi guys, it's Ro. I'm back without a voice, but with Joe, because I just have to interrupt it and do it. We can't even try to sound put together right now. It just took us 20 minutes, literally, I'm looking at the clock, 20 minutes to get all of the audio and the video and everything for this video to work. So if you hear feedback, I apologize. We couldn't get the audio to work on my computer first. Then we couldn't get it to work on Joe's. So you guys begged for it. We're back. I apologize if there's any feedback. I'll try to fix it in editing, but I have a feeling there might be a little bit. And it's just because the computer audio on both of our ends was funky. But anyway, totally besides the point, not what this video is about. You guys begged me to bring back my bestie Joe. So we decided on this video before we even published the other two. It was Joe's idea. So I'm gonna let her explain it and then we'll get into it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, for one thing, we wanted to just do a fun video. Those of you who have been with SPWF, from the beginning, which I think was just shortly before I joined. I think it was like a couple of years up and running when I found it. You know that Ro and I have made videos together in the past, and one of the things that works for us is just our personalities were ridiculous. Like, we just like to have fun. A couple of the videos that we have just made together have been pretty serious. So we just wanted to do something lighthearted and fun. And during a conversation one day, I was telling her, we really need to come up with some things. Like, you might not be ready to be a prison wife if. And then we just kind of started riffing off each other, throwing ideas back and forth like we always do. And then we posted something on one of the pages and we're like, hey, you guys, chime in, give us some feedback. And we got fantastic feedback. Some of them are sweet, some of them are truth, and a lot of them are just hysterically funny. So some of these are ours, and a lot of these are from y'all. We did keep it anonymous. But we just kind of wanted to have fun and make a video. But it's serious at the same time, because it's things we need to think about that other people just don't have to consider as part of this life. So I'm going to let Rose start us off. You might not be ready to be a prison wife
if you're not ready to share a hotel room bed with another woman to cut costs, if you haven't even shared one with your man yet. And so when we first wrote this out, we forgot the part about the man. So people were like, what are they talking about? And we're like, no, we're saying. And then the other one that'll come later.
Right, we're not talking about anything shady.
Right.
We're just if conversations that include certain words, which we can't say on here, that include, shall we say, sensitive topics that involve prison that you don't normally talk about in public, if that makes you uncomfortable, you're probably not ready.
And I'll tell you a funny story. Actually, I think you're going to have to tell the story or they're not going to be able to hear it.
Are you going to tell them the New Jersey story? I knew that's where you're going with that. So she's living in Jersey and I'm in Maryland. And we decide we're going to meet halfway, have a girls' weekend, get some work done, and go shopping. So we go to the mall, and we're shopping. We're looking for visit outfits. We're just enjoying our time together, and we're having the conversations that we always have. What we don't realize is that there are people around us who are not part of the prison demographic. And we're both very animated. We're loud, our voices carry. And so I think we went into this one store. I don't think I can say the name of the store, but we went into a store and we're getting ready. We were sitting outside the dressing room waiting for one of them to open up so we could try on some outfits. And we're just sitting there minding our business, just having a conversation. And I look over and this woman who is sitting on the other side of the road, her eyes are just as big around as your face. She's terrified. She thinks she's sitting next to a couple of mob wives. And then the dressing room door opens up. So I get up and Ro gets up with me. And as she turns to come to the door, she smacks this woman in the back of her head.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. It was just a really small space. And we got into the dressing room and I shut the door behind us and we just died. We collapsed on the floor laughing because I was like, she is going to go home and tell all her friends that she ran into like two mob wives today and one of them hit her in the back of the head.
And honestly, it was the first time that we had met in person. Like we knew each other online for years. We'd been working together for years. And I think we were just so excited to finally be together in person. And like, we got along so great that it didn't even dawn on us where we were, who was around us, what we were talking about. We were just like,
right.
Hysterical. Okay. So the next one is, if you can't put money on your man's books because you haven't gotten your allowance yet.
Sounds ridiculous. Has happened.
Has happened.
Has happened. If you haven't seen okay, now this is another one that we had to slightly edit. If you haven't seen your best friend without her clothing and tipsy when you're putting her to bed after a little too much wine on an empty stomach and told her husband to call back because he's interrupting girl time.
Yeah, we had to clean that up because it sounded so wrong, but it was really so innocent, and a lot of these are like that. But
right, it sounded way more X-rated than it was.
Right, kind of like this one's kind of, but not. If you're not at least ready to take your pants off in a room full of strangers to get through a metal detector.
You have to tell them the story that goes with that.
I will, but you know what? It's so much easier. I have a link. I told the story, like the full story. I'll put the link to it up there, but really quick. One time there was this girl who couldn't get through the metal detector, so she kept trying to go through and she kept taking stuff off. And the cop was like, go into the bathroom and figure it out. You're holding up the line. So she comes out of the bathroom without her pants, with a sweatshirt tied around her waist. And he was like, get back in there. You need pants on. And the whole story all drawn out, what came from that, if she got through or not, how I actually helped her, is all in that one. We'll link it up there.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious.
Let's see. Okay, now this was from one of our members. If you aren't ready to beg, barter, or steal for visit appointments, because at several facilities you have to set up in advance your appointments, and there's a limited amount on the calendar and they go very quickly. So you have to be ready to jump in, and if you don't get what you want, you have to know other people and be like, please, 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 can I have this visit slot?
Okay, so this one was done in jest, but I think there's a little truth behind it, and you can tell me what you think. But if you're not ready, if you aren't ready to see 10 missed calls on your phone and not feel guilty.
Mm-hmm. There is definitely some truth in that one. Mm-hmm. And like, let's not get it twisted. We all hate missed calls. We all get a little annoyed when they call while we're busy, or they call while we're at dinner with friends, or they call, and we're just not there. We don't get the call. Of course that's annoying. We want to talk to them. But at the same time, one of the things you are seriously going to have to get used to about living this life is that you have a life. Your life out here does not stop because theirs is on hold. And so if you miss a call because you're busy, like my husband will call me. If I know that I'm going to be busy, I'll try to send him a message through the messaging system that his facility uses and say, hey, I'm going to have a meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. Don't call me. Sometimes he checks his messages. Sometimes he doesn't. If he calls, I do usually at least answer the phone long enough to tell him, sweetheart, hi, I love you. I'm fine, but I got to go. I'm in the middle of something. I'll talk to you later. Just so he knows I'm not ignoring him. But at the same time, I'm not going to drop everything that I'm doing that needs to be done out here just to be at his beck and call. So that's kind of a like halfway serious, halfway funny one.
I have a video about that too that I'll post up there because it's really old, but somebody just commented on it the other day and was like, I really need to see this. And for me, it dawns on me because I went running one day with my phone. This was before music in the phones or anything like that, like holding onto my phone. And what would I have done? Like answer it, not being able to talk like that. It's ridiculous. So you have to, like Joe just said, you have to learn how to be able to be okay with living your life and potentially missing calls and that not being the end of the world. And it takes a little while. We've all been there first year.
Oh, yeah.
Crushing. And there's still times where you just said it, we get crushed, but it is what it is.
Let's see. If you think 3 is a crowd in your relationship, his name is monitored, and he comes with every visit, call, and letter.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing. This one's good too. If you can't get your emotional cup filled by Ben, Jerry, Hog, and Daz without feeling guilty for cheating, and we're not talking about on your diet.
I love it. Emotional eating much. Here's a good one. If you wouldn't be more upset about losing your ID than your debit card.
And you know what, girls? You know you are a prison life if you understood that one. So if you did, give this video a like and comment below what we mean on that one. If you lack the ability to speed talk and listen at the exact same time when there is 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, you learned that. You'd be surprised how much information goes back and forth in that last minute.
My God, that's like pretty much the whole meat and potatoes of the whole call is those last 60 seconds.
Right. If you aren't going to get used to telling complete strangers way more than once, no, it's really nothing like Orange is the New Black or Prison Break, or no, we didn't get married for conjugal visits.
And we really don't get them. We really, really, we don't. Nope, we don't.
Right. And then when you explain that one for the 5th time, the next question is, but what do you do about like nobody on earth has ever been able to survive without getting their needs physically met.
And I learned this from you. You flip it around on them and like, well, what do you do in your bedroom?
I did. I only did that once. But I just turned it around and started asking her really personal questions. And when she balked, I was like, wait, is that none of my business?
Oh, it's not.
And she got the hint pretty quickly, and we never had to have the conversation again.
Yeah, I learned that lesson from you a long time ago. And I'm like, I'm going to keep that one in my arsenal. I've never had to use it, but I certainly will. If you aren't okay, some of these are so funny. With knowing your husband strips butt naked every time he sees you, but you don't get to look or to touch. If you aren't okay with being teased all day, every day, actually.
Yep. Oh, this is a good one. If you can't understand the meaning of bring backups for your backup.
Oh, yeah. I've had to use the backups for the backups before. If you can't plan a trip, take care of a sick child, clean up dog poop, answer 6 work emails, and unload groceries, all without ever putting the phone down. I want to hug the person and high five whoever wrote that.
That was mine, actually.
Oh, it was? Hug and high five then, girl.
Multitasking at its finest.
For real.
Oh my God, this one cracks me up. I died when I saw it the first time, and I still laugh about it. If you don't like dogs, drug dogs.
Or if you just don't like being on camera.
Right. Oh, here's a good one. If you're not okay with 55 strangers seeing pictures of you and your unmentionables before they reach your husband, knowing you may or may not run into a few of those strangers when they work the visit room.
That's awkward. Thank God it's never happened. Has it ever happened to you?
Okay. One time I had a situation in which he was not supposed to be in the visit room that day. He was covering for another staff member. But the officer who worked on my husband's block had gotten onto him for some of the messages that had been back and forth between the two of us, because they were adult in nature, and kind of told him, like, tone it down. And then, unbeknownst to me, because generally speaking at his facility, the people who work in the visit room are not the same people who work on the blocks or at the, in the mailroom. But he was covering for somebody that day. And when I walked in and signed my name on the visit log, he saw it and he winked at me. And I didn't understand it until my husband came in and we sat down and we started our visit. He said hi to the officer. And then he came and sat down. He's like, oh, yeah, that's the officer that yelled at me the other day. But I was mortified. I was like, oh, my goodness.
That's so embarrassing. Okay, this one is, if you can't think fast enough to answer, where's your husband? Every time you show up somewhere alone.
Yeah. If you aren't willing to eat crappy food from a vending machine.
What's the worst thing you've had?
The worst one I've had? Oh, gosh, I don't know, because we don't get that. Like, some places, they get the microwavable meals. We just get standard, like, vending machine food, like Twinkies and Twizzlers and stuff. So I'm not opposed to junk food on occasion. But if you're somebody who's, like, vegan or clean eating, or you just, like, is really important to you, then you're not ready, because you're not going to get that stuff into prison. You're just going to have to learn how to be hungry all day while you visit.
So one time, the worst that, and I would not try it, I just threw it away, but I accidentally grabbed a ham salad sandwich, which I'd never heard of before. I think it's more of a Southern thing than a Northern thing, because I'd never seen it. But it was like cubes of ham-like substance with a ton of mayonnaise in between two pieces of, like, not Wonder Bread, think like dollar store version of Wonder Bread.
Oh.
So if you think about mayo that could sit in a vending machine, and bread, the amount of probably preservative, and he felt bad, and he was like, all right, he's like, it's okay, I'm going to eat it. And he took a bite, and I could see his face. I was like, give it to me. And I just took it and threw it in the garbage. I was like, what do you want?
Oh, bless his heart. I can't believe he actually sacrificed himself long enough to take a bite. That just sounds disgusting. Oh,
because you know how it probably was like a $5 disgusting ham salad sandwich, because you know how they price things. Awful.
Yeah.
So the next one is, if you're a germaphobe. And this reminds me, I literally have never been a germaphobe up until this experience. And I remember one time I was walking from the front building to the back building, and there was a woman who was so close to me, and she just kept coughing into my hair. And I was trying to get away from her. It was disgusting, but there were so many people around us. It was like in my head, like, I'm like, what do I do? I can't walk. It was so gross. The bathrooms in there, everything. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. No, I had a migraine during a visit one time.
That sucks.
And the staff was amazing, actually. They should have sent me home for being as sick as I was, because I had to get up during that visit and throw up at least 3 separate times. Like, I had to get up, go get the key for the restroom, vomit, and then, like, rinse my mouth out and, you know, go back. And they should have. They would have been well within their rights to just end the visit and send me home. And in fact, the officer at the desk got me some Tylenol and let me move to a different table so that the sunlight kind of was, you know, off me and my headache wasn't so bad. But throwing up in a prison visitor's bathroom with, like, your head literally in the toilet and everybody like 10 feet away from you can hear that you're throwing up. That's not my finest moment. Actually, I found myself like, I wish Ro was here. At least she'd hold my hair.
I would wipe that seat down. I would hold you this way. You could lay like a stretcher. I'd be like, don't touch anything. Just go.
Like 6 feet above, just balanced.
It's filthy in there. Last time I was in there, I was coming out as somebody was coming in, and there's barely any toilet paper. There's never paper towels at the end of the day. And so somebody had dribbled on the seat, and I'm not sitting on that, and I'm not touching it. So I just squatted and went, and this woman was coming in as I was coming out, and I was like, don't sit. Somebody dribbled. Wasn't me. Bye. She was like,
I know, right? Anytime that you go use that bathroom and there's like a dribble or like a foul smell in there, you always feel compelled to tell the next person that's waiting in line, like, that wasn't me. It wasn't me, I promise.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, right. You're like, no, really?
Let's see.
Okay, my loves, this was another really long video, so I'm going to end it here. Stay tuned for part 2. Make sure that if you guys liked this video, that you give it a thumbs up. It would help us out a lot, so Joe knows that you appreciate when she comes on our channel. And then also, if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Make sure you click that subscribe button so you never miss a video. And then also, if you just ring that little notification bell for anybody that doesn't have it dinged, then you will be notified every single time I post a new video. I love you guys. Keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer to it all being over. And Lord knows I am too. Lots of love from my heart and Joe's heart to all of yours. We'll see you very soon in part 2 of this video. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, guys. Mwah.
Okay, do your intro. Do the damn thing.
But I still can't hear you.
Okay, how about now?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, don't touch anything.
Nothing. If anyone complains about feedback, they're just gonna have to complain.
We need to find a way to just add this part in with us like struggling to even get the video together.
Seriously.
So that when the next time we present ourselves as prison wife experts,
Right.
like, be on the top of the list. You might not be ready if can't do basic shit on the computer.
Seriously. Oh my God.
Oh, my Lord in heaven. Okay.
Here we go for real.
Oh, go ahead.
You want me to wait for you to be done? Or you want me to...
I'm just gonna pop in. Okay, there we go. We're good.